So how do we simplify rational expressions? So example number one, everything we're about to do now you've done before. I'm not going to show you anything new. We're just going to put some things together. So if we're being asked to simplify, we just want to write this in simplest form. The first thing you're going to do is simplify your coefficients. In this example here, the coefficients are 5 and 15. First thing you want to do is simplify the coefficients. What is 5 over 15 simplified? If you don't know it, just put 5 over 15 in your calculator. The calculator is going to simplify it for you. But you should be able to simplify 5 over 15, Joshua. 1 over 3. So we simplify 5 over 15 as 1 over 3. Any questions about the coefficients? Now let's simplify the variables. So the variables, we have x to the third over x. This is not new. You've seen this before. You've done it before. What is x to the third divided by x? When you divide and the bases are the same, what do you do with the exponents? Does anyone remember? Sophia? You subtract them, exactly. And what's the exponent over here? X squared. So to simplify it, thank you, Sophia. So to simplify x to the third over x to the first, that's x to the third minus 1. 3 minus 1 is 2, so it's x squared. And how about the y's? We have y to the first over y to the third. Brianna, y squared, where? On the bottom. And here's why. We have y to the first, so every time you divide exponents, always put them in the numerator. So we have y to the first, 1 minus 3. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. So this is y to the negative 2. Am I going too fast for anyone? And like we did in the past, when your exponent is negative, to make it positive, you bring this factor down to the denominator, and the negative 2 is going to become a positive 2. Do you all remember doing that a couple of units ago? So y to the negative 2 in the numerator becomes y to the positive 2 in the denominator. So simplified is 1/3 x squared over 3y to the second power. That's example number 1. Any questions? All right. Example number 2. X squared plus 8x plus 16 divided by x squared minus 2x minus 24. We need to simplify this rational expression. Also, I want to just bring to your attention the instructions. The instructions are going to say state the restrictions. You don't have to worry about this piece of the instructions. In this example here, how many terms are in the numerator? 3 terms, and there are 3 terms in the denominator. So when you have more than one term in your numerator and denominator, you have to factor. You have to find your factors first. So step number 1. Factor the numerator and the denominator. We did this in a do now. You could factor this by putting it into your calculator in y subscript 1 and seeing where it crosses the x-axis. But you have to do the numerator one time and then do the denominator. So I'll walk you through this example. But the first step is to find the factors of the numerator, then find the factors of the denominator. So in our calculators, please put y subscript 1, x squared plus 8x plus 16. X squared plus 8x plus 16. X squared plus 8x plus 16. Graph it. And this crosses at negative 4. Crosses at negative 4. We know we have a quadratic So a quadratic should have two solutions. So both of the solutions are -4. So if your quadratic crosses one time, just write it twice, because we should have two solutions because it's a quadratic. So it only crosses one time at -4. So the solutions are -4 and -4. These are the solutions. What would the factors be? Teza, not x minus 4 and x minus 4. X plus 4 and x plus 4. Because whatever the solutions are, it's the opposite. So it's x plus 4, x plus 4. These are the factors of the first quadratic. So the numerator is x plus 4 times x plus 4. And we know this is true because if we were to FOIL this out, we would get this here. We would do x times x, which is x squared, 4 times x, which is plus 4x, plus 4x, x4x plus 4x is 8x, and then 4 times 4 is 16. So we know that these are the factors of the numerator. Now we have to find the factors of the denominator. So in our calculators, x squared minus 2x minus 24. X squared minus 2x minus 24. X squared minus 2x minus 24. We'll graph this, and this one crosses at 1, 2, 3, 4, -4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, +6. These are the solutions. Those are the solutions. So what are the factors? Jordan. X plus 4, x minus 6. These are the factors. Solutions, factors. X plus 4, x minus 6. So this rational expression is the same as this rational expression. Both of these expressions are the same. They have the same value. The reason why we want to factor first is so we could cancel out any factors that are the same. If we have an x plus 4 on the top and an x plus 4 on the bottom, they cancel out because anything divided by itself is 1, right? 5 divided by 5 is 1. So x plus 4 divided by x plus 4 is 1. So they disappear. And the only thing left is x plus 4 over x minus 6. We cannot cancel anything else out. And I want to show you one more thing. So I know some of you are thinking, can't we cross this x out with that x? I'm not sure. Maybe one or two of you are thinking that. Why can't we do this here? Why can't we cancel those out? And I'm going to tell you why right now. You can't do that. The reason why you can't cancel those out is because there's a difference between 4x over 6x and 4 plus x over 6 plus x. The difference is, how many terms is this here? One term. And how many terms are in the numerator here? 2. So you can't cancel out pieces of you can't cancel out term. You can only cancel factors. So you can't cross out terms. You could only cross out factors. So in this case, this is one term, but this is a factor. X is a factor, X is a factor. So you could cancel those out. You could cross out factors, but over here, X is a term, X is a term. You cannot cross out terms. Is that clear? So our final answer is X plus 4 over X minus 6. How you feeling? There's more. There's more. You'll have all of the period tomorrow to practice, but there's a lot to cover. Next example. I think there's enough though here that if you want, you could try to figure out the rest on your own, or you could stay tuned and just wait till tomorrow. All right. Please copy this example down. Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. If you get decimal, you can leave it as a decimal. That's what you get. That's $2 hot. All right, we're multiplying fractions. We went over the rules for multiplying fractions in the do now. When you multiply fractions, it's top times top, bottom times bottom. So when we multiply the top, quick review, we'll multiply the coefficients first. So it's 2 times 5, which is 10. X to the fourth, there's no x here, so it's just x to the fourth times y to the third. So that's the numerator. The denominator is going to be 40. Change these colors up. The denominator is going to be 40 x to the third, y to the negative 2. So the first step was to multiply. After we multiply, is there anything we could simplify? Can we simplify anything? Can we simplify 10 over 4? Yeah. What is it? 1 over 4. So 10 over 4 becomes 1 over 4. What is x to the fourth divided by x to the third? X. And here's why it's x. When you're dividing and the bases are the same, it's going to be, you subtract the exponent, so it's 4 minus 3. So this is x to the 4 minus 3. 4 minus 3 is just 1. You can put the 1 there if you want, or you can leave it out. So it's just 1 x to the first, or just 1x. How about the y's? What are the y's going to become? What do you do with the exponents? Subtract them. So that's going to be 3 minus negative 2, right? Which is just positive 5. So simplified, 1xy to the fifth over 4 is your simplified answer.
How come it goes 1, 4, wait, never mind.
You sure?
Yeah.
Next example. I'm going to need your help. Please take out your calculators. So we're just putting it all together. Putting it all together. The first thing we need to do is factor. So we need to factor this. We need to factor that. Factor this, factor that. You don't have to do anything but type these in your calculator to find the factors. All right, how about we do this? How about this half of the room? You do these two over here. This half of the room. Please find the factors for these two. This half of the room from Ryan to his left. Find the factors for these two. From Ava to the right. Find the factors for these two. When you find them, please share them with the class. You found one.
Yeah.
Which one?
X squared plus 3x plus 2.
Mhm.
I got x plus 4, x minus 6.
That wouldn't be it. It wouldn't be plus 4 minus 6.
I got x2 and x1. X plus 2 and x plus 1.
It would be x plus 2, x plus 1. Do you want me to just do them all on the board? Would that be better?
Yeah. Okay.
I got x plus 2, no, x minus for the top left, x minus 2 and x minus 3.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Is everyone satisfied with these so far? I'll do it on the board if you need me to. Just tell me what you want me to do.
And that one and x plus 2 and x minus 3.
That's correct.
The one on that side, x plus 1, x minus 3.
That's correct. Be honest. Do you need to see this done on the board, anyone? You understand how we factored these here?
Yeah.
All right. So the first step is to find your factors. After you find the factors, we're multiplying this fraction by this fraction. So the operation is multiplication. So if we multiply these two, all we need to do is take x minus 2 times x minus 3 times x plus 2 times x plus 1, which is just x minus 2, x minus 3 times x plus 2, x plus 1. So we have two fractions. Since multiplication, it's just one big fraction now. Over x plus 2, x minus 2, x plus 1, x minus 3. So since it's multiplication, two fractions just becomes one big fraction because we multiplied the two. Now that we have one numerator, one denominator, if there's anything on the top that's in parentheses that is the same as anything on the bottom, they cancel out because anything divided by itself is 1. Does anyone see anything we could cancel out? Everything. Everything. X minus 2 over here cancels out with that one over there. X plus 2 over here cancels out with that one over there. X minus 3 cancels out with that x minus 3. X plus 1 cancels out with x plus 1. So what's the answer?
0.
No, I knew somebody was going to say that. 1. It's 1. Anything divided by itself is 1. So not 0, please. It's just 1. It's not always going to be 1, but this is the process. This is the process. Get your factors first, and if you could cancel anything out that is in parentheses that's identical, then it's just 1, because anything divided by itself is 1.